Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Liam. Today I'm going to be reviewing and critiquing my previous project, The Edge. Now, if you have not seen The Edge yet, I recommend you go check that out first. It'll be the first link in the description down below. So check it out and then come back here. So before I get started, I just want to break down the video for you guys. It's going to be in 3 different parts. First off will be the backstory and pre-production of the project. Second will be what I enjoyed about the project, what I think we did the best. And lastly will be the actual critique of the project, what I felt like I learned from it and thought I can do better next time. So to give you guys a little bit more information about The Edge, this was my second project actually that I filmed after moving. So I actually filmed Roulette after this project. This was filmed in around December of 2016. So my only project before this was The Contingency Man in November of 2016. I had a lot of fun making The Contingency Man, and I was ready to do something a little bit bigger, something with more locations, actors, a little bit more of a budget, so I ended up writing The Edge. Now, my budget for this project was around $300. Even though that's pretty low, I was able to call in a lot of favors for people who helped me access locations, just helped out on set. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who helped me make this project possible. It would not have been able to be completed without you. Now, we shot this project over the course of 5 days. Day 1 was the alley and bar scene. Day 2 was the car nighttime scene. Days 3 and 4 was strictly just shooting in the house. And day 5 was shooting the beach. Now, probably my favorite thing from The Edge would be the look of it, the cinematography and the color grade. To me, just every shot of this film looks very cinematic. The color grade is amazing. Every shot has a purpose and helps tell the story. Now, 2 of my favorite shots I actually wanted to dive into a little bit deeper would be the one take that happens around midway through and the car scene. The one take ended up taking around 2.5 hours, if I remember correctly, to do from start to finish. There was a lot of work just coordinating how we will be able to hide the lights in the shot, just how everyone's going to be moving around the shot, around the camera, around the actors, how everyone was going to coordinate that. We ended up setting a lot of markers on the floor so everyone knew their spots. And for this, we actually had the focus puller hiding underneath the actual dinner table throughout the entire shot. We were getting a lot of connectivity issues from the wireless fall focus transmitter to the receiver. So that ended up being actually the best spot and the most hidden spot. So it was kind of a win-win. I believe it took us around 12 takes to finally get the finished product that we wanted and that we were happy with. It was definitely a challenge going through it, but with the finished product, I think it was totally worth it and I'm really happy we did it. Another scene that I was extremely happy with coming out of was the car scene. We were actually able to shoot this really creatively, and it was Andy's idea coming into it how we were able to pull it off. Basically how we did it is we had the car parked with the camera on the tripod in front of it, and we had our assistant director and second AC on either side of the car holding LEDs with gels on them, and they span in circles while flipping the gels, while the second AC blew smoke from his vape pen to kind of give it really nice atmospheric smoky effect coming through the shot. There were a few problems during this time, and actually throughout the entire day it had been raining on and off.
Cameras rolling. Up higher. Higher. Alright, there you go. Mark it. Scene 8 alpha, take 3, marker.
So we had to hold an umbrella over the camera throughout the entirety of this. While it did make things very difficult on the day of, it did add a very nice effect to the scene. So overall, I'm happy with it. Now, onto some of my critiques for this project. Now, starting off, just probably my overall biggest problem with this short film would be how I wrote the dialogue. It feels very stilted to me and just honestly cheesy. I think dialogue is one of my biggest weaknesses when it comes to writing. It still is, and I expect it will be in the future. It's something I really want to work on in the coming months, but I believe it's very apparent in this short film. Kind of on that same note of dialogue, another issue I had with The Edge would be how I directed some of the actors. Now, I feel like one of the reasons some of the dialogue doesn't exactly work would be the delivery. Since this was my second time directing actors, I wasn't exactly sure how to convey the emotions I wanted them to portray very well, if that makes sense. Being able to properly communicate and also work with the actor is something I definitely plan on working on in these next couple of projects. Overall, I'm not going to go too hard on myself for it. This was my first real big short film, so it was really mostly a learning experience for me. That's why I made it, was so I can learn from it. And I learned a ton, which is what I'm honestly really happy about. And lastly, my critique for it, which actually isn't in any of the shots or presentation, comes down to procrastination. Like I said earlier, I shot this back in December of 2016, and it just now got released in June of 2017. Now I believe the reason why it took so long from shoot to finish is just that little voice in my head that tells me that it wasn't good enough, or that was worried it wouldn't be accepted or liked. And when it comes down to it, none of that really matters. You just need to put your work out there, move on, and learn from it, which is what I'm happy to have done. Now guys, overall the Edge was a great project for me. I learned so much from it, I met some great people, and it was honestly just a ton of fun to work on. Now I'd like to pass the question off to you. I'd love to know what your thoughts were on the Edge, if you liked it, if you didn't, what you did like about it, what you didn't like about it, all that good stuff. So until next time, stay tuned. I'll be dropping a trailer in 2 weeks, so I'll see you then.